focus continues to be on the NCB crackdown this morning in
Showik
Mumbai.
Chakraborty is here. Showik Chakraborty has been brought down. Showik Chakraborty, Showik, do you make an admission? Showik, do you make an admission? Showik, Showik, do you make an admission? Showik, did you deal with drugs? Showik, did you deal with drugs? Showik, did you deal with drugs? Showik, why are you silent now? Showik, did you deal with drugs? Showik been taken inside to the NCB office. You are watching it first on Times Now. Showik Chakraborty, brother of Rhea Chakraborty, has been taken inside the NCB office, and the NCB office officials have taken Showik Chakraborty inside. So one second, sir. We'll just come down. We'll just come down, sir. We'll just come down.
No, not. Please listen.
Okay.
Please listen. Request.
Okay, sure, no problem. So Showik Chakraborty has been taken inside. This is 11:20. Showik Chakraborty taken inside the NCB office roughly about 45 minutes back. Samuel Miranda has also been taken inside. So now we did try to ask Showik Chakraborty as whether he would make any admission. He, of course, he has maintained silence. But what we have picked up from our sources that NCB, in their course of raid and search at his residence, which lasted for good about 2 to 3 hours, they have found electronic devices, several incriminating documents, and they are evidence that possibly will make it difficult for Showik Chakraborty to convince that he did not engage in any kind of drug peddling activity. At this point in time, what NCB is principally focusing on is whether the proof they have in hand, whether the statements they have in hand, statements which have come from people like Zaid, Basit, Kaizan, and also Karan and Abbas Lakhani, whether those statements where in every statement where Showik's name has appeared, whether he would admit to his role, whether he would defend himself, if he would want to defend himself, in what form. At this point in time, we can also confirm, as the day progresses, this Friday, which progresses, there could be a possibility of Showik Chakraborty made to sit with Samuel Miranda, and their cross-examination can also happen. So yes, sir, Showik Chakraborty has been taken inside the NCB. We know there is chat history that clearly indicate that there had been conversations in which Showik Chakraborty had participated, and conversations which in a way had revolved
Right, Tamal, stay on with us. Let me also quickly go across to Mohit Sharma. Mohit, now we are also learning that intense grilling session is now going to begin soon at the NCB office, where both Samuel Miranda and Showik Chakraborty have been taken. And we are being told that initially it is going to happen alone. Okay, we don't have Mohit Sharma connected yet. Let's go back to Tamal. Tamal, so first we'll see the independent interrogation of Showik and Samuel. Then they are expected to be confronted.
Well, that's right. Even as you speak, Hina, I've just learned from my sources within the NCB that they have found several bills, several documents, and these bills are bills of procurement, bills that they had he had preserved because he had bought some electronic devices using a certain amount of money. Now, even though that is subject to investigation now, and those seizures have been made by NCB, what is interesting at this juncture is the role of Showik Chakraborty. And why is it important? Because Showik Chakraborty is the direct relative of Rhea Chakraborty, the former close friend of Sushant Singh Rajput, the actor, the late actor who is no more. So Sushant Singh Rajput's house, in which Samuel Miranda was also seen on June 14, has been brought in. Showik Chakraborty, who had been Rhea Chakraborty's own brother, has been brought in. The allegations against them is they had been engaging in transaction, in in peddling, consumption of drugs, contraband drugs. The big question now is whether Sushant Singh feelings, name, reputation, status, money have been misused by people like Showik Chakraborty? And could that have happened without the knowledge of Rhea Chakraborty? And whether Showik Chakraborty had done all that while pursuing or allegedly furthering his any ulterior motive. If that had been the case, then Sushant Singh Rajput family, who had been all along maintaining there had been a larger conspiracy, there had been manipulation, then possibly all those allegations will then stand vindicated. So at this point in time, Showik Chakraborty has been brought into NCB, and you also have to understand and follow the order in which it has happened. We also saw previously when CBI was independently investigating the Sushant Singh Rajput mysterious death. Investigation is still on. They had called many people. They had called many people from day one. Only after the 7th day, they had called Rhea Chakraborty. Her questioning lasted for 4 days. Then the family was called. So when CBI or any central agency like NCB gets into bringing somebody to their office or giving a summon, the very purpose of issuing the summon is validate the evidences they have collected so far, and thus the summon is important. The summon has been given to Showik Chakraborty under section 41 of NDPS. The summon was given to Samuel Miranda under same section of section 41 under NDPS, and they have both been brought down now. So which means NCB has a lot of stuff in their hands. Showik Chakraborty will be confronted with all those evidences. Showik will be given enough opportunity to defend himself, but then the defense will not be taken on face value. Thus, there is a high possibility of cross-examination, counter-questioning, and that would happen as the day progresses today. Back to you.
So it looks that it is going to be a long day for both Showik Chakraborty and Samuel Miranda. Mohit Sharma is also live with us right now. Mohit, now, could you tell us a little bit about the kind of things that have been recovered from Showik Chakraborty's residence, which the NCB officials have brought with them?
Hina, please, if you could repeat the question.
Could you tell us a little bit about the recoveries made from Showik's house, which NCB officials have brought with them?
Well, absolutely. Hina, now the recoveries that have been made by the NCB are very crucial here, because if you see in the past 1 week or so, the kind of disclosures that have been made are entirely based on on various chats really, which have come forward. In those chats, it was very evident that there was a certain exchange of drugs, there was a certain exchange of money for drugs as well.